The plan for today is to get her happily coming in and out of the crate at will again and rebuilding that positive association with the crate, while I talk to you about some of the most important reasons why I believe you absolutely should be using a crate yourself. Hey guys, and welcome back to Fenrir Canine Training, and today you are joining us for another session of taking Puppy here through her boot camp protocol. Now, if you've missed the last few episodes, we have been on a roller coaster of emotions with Puppy here, haven't we, mate? She was born in a shelter. She was kind of stuck in a cage for the first 12 weeks of her life, but then I was able to foster her. We thought that fostering would be a week or two, ended up being a few months. Then we thought we'd lost her. When she came back, she's come back with some behaviours that aren't ideal and that we want to tune up. So we've decided that we're going to take her through my canine boot camp process. And as part of that, there's a few things that I want to tune up. One of the main behaviours I found, and it makes sense, is that she's become very reluctant to go into a crate. She had to spend a lot of the time in the number ones and number twos in the crate with herself and her litter mate. So when I first had her, it took a while, but we managed to get over that toilet training. It was challenging, but we got there. And using a crate was a key piece to that puzzle. And we'd also got to a point where she loved a crate. When she's come back, she's become very reluctant to go into a crate. So what we've decided to do is put her through the 7-day to perfect crate training protocol that we help so many people with, which, by the way, if you are interested in crate training your dogs at home, there will be a link down in the description box. But in this video, I want to show you me doing part of that process, and the plan for today is to get her happily coming in and out of the crate at will again and rebuilding that positive association with the crate, while I talk to you about some of the most important reasons why I believe you absolutely should be using a crate yourself. So the first reason I want to talk about is simply leaving your dog alone and feeling comfortable to do so. If you can have a dog that is willing to go into a confined area that they enjoy, they're happy to be there, they find comfortable, and it allows them to settle down, it is a joy for you as the owner. Having a dog in your life should bring joy, it should add joy, and it should be a mutually beneficial situation that adds to your experience of life, not taking away from it. And one of the main reasons that a dog can remove your freedom and remove the joy from your own life is not being able to leave them alone and feeling comfortable to do so, which is where a crate can be wonderful. So what we're doing today is, as I've started just getting her used to that, I've got her food with me this morning. This was her breakfast, and I popped it in my training pouch. And we're now just going through that process of letting her understand that, again, this is a positive association. And we're going to build up the concept of, I want her to go from being able just to happily kind of stick her head in and pick it off the floor to ideally taking herself all the way into the threshold and then waiting there for food. Beautiful. Good girl. So she made a decision to happily put her paw across the threshold and start to take herself into the crate. Brilliant. So the second reason crate training is so brilliant, which, like I say, was very applicable to Puppy here when she came to me at 12 weeks with zero toilet training, and unfortunately being very comfortable to live and sleep in her own mess, it became very difficult to get her to understand the concept that she needs to go somewhere else for the toilet. Good girl. And using a crate is amazing to help with toilet training. The reason so is because dogs ideally don't want to live and soil in where they live. Now, it was incredibly difficult for Puppy because she had become very accustomed to that being the situation. So now I'm starting to add the food further back into the crate. So she really has to make more of an effort. Lovely to go in. At the minute she's putting 1 foot in. I'd like to get to a point where we can put 2 feet in. And then, like I say, I really want to be able to get to a point where she'll commit going into the crate fully. It's very natural for a dog to not want to soil in their den. Dogs are denning animals. So what they will do is, if you put them in a crate and you positively associate them to the crate so that they're happy to be in there, they'll associate that with their den. What that then means is that they won't want to soil in their den. So when you're trying to control their environment, maybe you need to pop out to work, maybe you need to pop to the shops, or you just want some peace and quiet, putting them in their crate will allow them to sit there. Good girl, yes, good. And will make them want to hold their bladder and hold their number twos. And then when you get back, you can get them out the crate, take them straight to their designated toilet in area. Then when they do go to the toilet in the right area, we can then positively reinforce and praise that. And it is by far the quickest and easiest way to toilet train a dog is through excellent crate training. Now again, we're making progress here where she's happily going in, putting 2 feet in. Oh, that one went through the bars. Now that's going to confuse her. How smart are you, puppy? She's worked it out. You're a clever girl. We'll throw a few pieces in here again. Make her have to work it out. How long will it take before you piece out that puzzle, puppy? The door's around this side, remember? You might see now that it's a little bit of a hack for you, is that we've turned it from widthways to lengthways. What that means is if I now start putting treats at the front, she can still access it. But if I start putting treats further back, she now has to commit. And if I go all the way towards the back, same problem. It's always the fun when you're doing these crate training drills, is that for her now to get those pieces, she's going to have to commit to going all the way in. So she's going to feel very comfortable. Yes. Brilliant win there. Now what I want to try and do is keep her in there. Now she's gone in willingly of her own accord. What we're going to call jackpot it. Make it rain on her, and it's going to be the best experience. She's taken herself into the crate of her own accord. I've had to use no force whatsoever. And now she's done it, all the best things are going to happen. Positive crate association. Like I say, we talk about all the different areas of crate training at length in our 7 days to crate training course that you can check out in the description box below. But this is a real staple of that course, is being able to have them positively associated with it, which is what gives you the comfort and the freedom of being able to go out. Because, which leads into the third point that I want to talk about around destructive behaviours. Again, if you're rescuing a dog or you've got a new puppy, it is very, very common to find yourself with a dog that will display destructive behaviours. They have no way how to understand what it is that we want from them yet, and it's our responsibility, and we have a duty of care to teach them what it is that we want. Also, destructive behaviours are very normal for dogs, especially if we're talking about fostering or rescuing an older dog. It can be a very anxious experience for them that can make it challenging. And just like humans, when people feel anxious, they might develop tics or a way to relieve that anxiety. With dogs, it's very common for them to relieve anxiety by chewing things. Now, that doesn't help when you come home and your brand new, beautiful sofa has been shredded to pieces. That wouldn't have happened if you could positively crate train your dog, so that when you go out, when you can't keep eyes on them until you're comfortable and know that they can be trusted with freedom of the house, to be able to put them in a crate and keep them safe and not destroying things, not harming themselves or harming other things, is again a wonderful and powerful skill to be able to have, which can make the experience of owning a dog a joy as opposed to a chore that can and does cost people thousands and thousands simply by them destroying things that they never would have destroyed if they were crate trained. Like I say, if you do it properly, if you take your time and train your dog properly, you can get them to absolutely love their crates, and that's exactly what we're going to be able to get to with Puppy. Again, she came back with a very natural bit of fear of confinement, especially if she's associating the experiences she's been through with confinement. It's very natural for her to be concerned, but through patience and through following my protocol that I've worked with hundreds of dogs, if not thousands now, to be able to achieve the same thing, as you can already see, she's becoming very comfortable with crate training, and it's going to give me all those wonderful benefits that come alongside it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying this journey of following Puppy as I take her on this boot camp process and helping her become my next role model dog to work with the behaviour interventions and the behaviour modification plans. If you did enjoy the video, hopefully you got some value from it and learned a few things, and most importantly, hopefully you're convinced that you absolutely should be crate training your dogs. And if you need help, there'll be a link in the description box of where you can go that I can help you with that. Like the video if you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video here on Fenrir Canine Training.